Ice water turn Atlantic. Night calling in a phantom. Told them, hold it, don't you panic. Took an island, left the mansion.
Do family, it's your girl Tamika, and I am back with another video. I am back with another video. Listen, man, I miss y'all, man. I know it's been like a week or 4 days. It's probably only been like 4 days, but I miss y'all, man. Listen, if it's your first time here, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. You got to smash it. Smash it right now. Let's get it out the way. Hit that bell, turn those post notifications on so that we can always stay connected. Listen, T-Squad, Shawty, I love y'all so much. And I really love y'all. Thank you guys for hitting my IG. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. I appreciate all the DMs, man. You know, we family. Forever, ever. You know what I'm saying? And you know it. Listen, man. Today is going to be a video slash I guess just a talk with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I always started my channel for something other than reactions and, you know, and blogs and different things like that. I started my channel because I wanted to be able to, like, touch different type of people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like sometimes hurt people have the best example for other people, because it's like, I feel like that same way sometimes in church, you know what I mean, with pastors. Like, if a pastor haven't walked the walk that I walk, like, how can he truly understand me sometimes? You understand what I'm saying? I ain't gonna confuse y'all right now. We're gonna get right into this video right now. I'm not gonna lie, like, I felt very weird, like, dropping a video this week. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, it was just like Nipsey week. I felt very weird. You know what I'm saying? And with the anniversary of my dad's death today, April 12th, like, I understand how I feel sometimes, like, to where you just need that time, you need that week, you need that, I don't know, I can't really explain it. But that's what this video is about. This video is about just dealing with hurt. You know what I mean? Like, after a tragic loss. I felt like when I was watching this, the whole thing with Nipsey Hussle, it really touched me in a way that I never thought it would. You know what I'm saying? And not saying that my father was anything like Nipsey Hussle. You know what I'm saying? The rapper. But some of those things that those people were saying at the funeral, and some of the ways that people describe him is the same descriptions that my father had. You know what I mean? Like, he was big on family. He was big on his community. You know? Like, and when I say big on his community, I don't mean like monetary wise, but I mean like every kid in the community loved my father. You know what I'm saying? It was kids where I used to stay at in Atlanta. You know, them two cute little white boys or whatever, I guess, you know, their dad wasn't around, and my dad had just moved to Atlanta with me. And, you know, they'd come to knocking on doors, it's Eddie here, it's Eddie here. And he just had that type of aura around him, this type of light around him. And I think that's why Nipsey Hussle's definitely hit hard to me as well, because he was a man like my father. I was real reluctant to do this video at first, because it's like nowadays when you grieve, or if you express anything on social media, you know, it's for clout chasing, or it's for views, or it's for all that type of shit. You know what I mean? Which that is not really the case. A lot of us choose this platform to be able to touch people and reach people organically. You know what I mean? And if you scroll all the way down, you know what I'm saying, to my first video that I ever did on this channel, you will see that my content was completely different than some of the content that I do now. You know, my content was always about my family, or just shit that people can identify with. You know what I mean? I love seeing the vlogs, you know what I'm saying, when people got the bread. I mean, I want some, you know what I'm saying? But let's be real, a lot of us can't relate to that. And I wanted to have a platform, and I wanted to have a channel that people could relate to. You know, saying, see growth organically, no matter how long it might take. You know what I'm saying? But today is the anniversary of my dad's death. And this week has been hard as shit for me. That's why, like, I completely understand, like, how Lauren feels. I understand that pain. And I'm pretty sure it's a lot of people who's gonna watch this video who can identify with the pain I feel. It's like that shit never go away. You know what I mean? No matter how many years go by, it's like it never goes away. And it kills me, man. My father was like my best friend, dude. You know what I'm saying? It's so complicated to walk through life when you're not used to talking to your best friend. You know what I'm saying? Like when you used to talk to somebody every single day and now you just can't even talk to your best friend. It's ridiculous as hell. And yes, I feel him around me. I know he's around me, but it just ain't the same, man. It ain't the same. It really ain't. I didn't even know my father was sick. We had that type of relationship to where we were so close to where I used to say things like, man, Dad, if you died, I don't know what I'd do. You know what I'm saying? Not knowing that he was even sick. But I would say those things because I meant it. I can admit, man, I was selfish as hell when it came down to my dad. So because of that, I think it kind of put us in a box to where like he didn't want to tell me that because it would like devastate me. Fast forward, man, he kept going in and out of the hospital. And, you know, I knew my dad, someone right. And even though he was in Detroit and I'm here in Boston, I knew someone right. You know what I mean? But his girlfriend eventually told me, like, you don't know what's going on? And I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? To some avail, because I just knew that my father needed a kid. Shit, I was prepared to give it to him. So it was like, that wasn't a problem to me. So I'm thinking, like, what else could it be? You know? And she told me the real lengths of what was going on with my dad. And I got gut punched. The only thing that I can honestly say that I was thankful for is Shamika being here. Because I honestly do not know what I would have done. But I bring this story up because I also want to show you guys the presence of God, okay? And how he surrounds us, and my faith has never been where it is now because of this situation that I'm about to share with you guys. But when my father died, I didn't even be able, I couldn't imagine like even making it, okay? So the strength that he already instilled me with was phenomenal because I would have never thought I could make it without my father being here. So once I found out that my father was sick and me and my wife had did all the research in the world to really figure out like he not gonna be able to make it past this. You know, he had stage 4 emphysema. So and a host of other problems. But this was a problem that arose a little bit at the end, you know, and it went stage 4. I'm looking, I'm Googling, I'm on WebMD, I'm all over the place trying to figure out like what we got to do to fix him. You know what I'm saying? And everything I was reading was just like prepare for inner life care. And I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? And I still thought that he would have made it through. Like he was Superman. You know? I talked to him the night before he died. I talked to him every day, but this day in particular was real crazy to me because we was on the phone and he was saying, you know, no matter what happened in this world, Tamika, you better always keep your faith. And I know why he was telling me this because see, that next day I was supposed to be this day that I was talking to him, I was supposed to get baptized. And I had been talking about getting baptized all day, you know? But for some reason, on the moment I was supposed to go get baptized, it made me just come home and get on the phone with my dad instead, you know? And we were on the phone, we was laughing. It was one of the best conversations that we had in a while. But he would always kept saying to me, like, you know, no matter what happens in this world, you better always keep your faith. And it really wasn't unorthodox. It wasn't weird because my dad talked like that all the time. But now that I look back on it, it was weird. And he made me promise. And I said, Dad, I promise. You know what I mean? The next day, at this time that I'm recording this video, he was fighting for his life and I didn't even know it. And I can just recall being at work and my manager at the time was having a problem with his son. Like his son was battling an opiate, like the pill addiction. And it was the first time my manager just came into work and he just broke down. I'm talking about like at 6 o'clock in the morning. I never could still understand what was going on. But when I think about him crying and me holding my manager, at the time my dad was dying, I just really feel like God was doing something at that moment. Transference of energy or something. I don't know, call me weird, but that's what I feel. I helped this man, and he cried. I cried with him because it's always difficult for me to see a man cry. You know what I mean? So it's like, wow, bro, and this is a white man crying, and I mean, like, shit, he bringing his problems to me. So probably like an hour and a half later, I know I'm rambling, but an hour and a half later, my sister called me. And it was weird of her calling me because this particular sister, my sister Lisa, my older sister, anytime she called me, she talking some shit, some type of shit. You know what I mean? And she wasn't. She was real melancholy, so it was real off. And I had to ask her, I was like, man, what the hell wrong with you? And I thought she was calling to cuss me out because initially I called her for some reason. And I couldn't remember what the reason was. And I'm on the phone with her like, man, I called you, sis, man. Call dad right now. He'll tell you. I called him and asked for the number. I'm just talking, not even knowing the bombshell she about to drop on me. So when she wasn't talking shit, it made it real weird. And I asked her, I said, what's wrong with you? And she was like, I hate to be the one to tell you this. So the last thing I'm thinking about, bad news wise, is it being my father. I just talked to him not even 12 hours ago. Like, I know he good. So what other kind of news can you be springing on me at 7 o'clock in the morning? Like, what the hell going on, you know? And she finally said, Dad died. And it's so crazy because when I was just holding that manager earlier, he was standing by me when I got the news. And my legs just gave out. And he was there to grab me. He was there to catch me. And now he was returning the favor to me. That's what I mean by God being present. That was God. That was his first presence. That's number one. So the first thing I did is immediately just ran outside. I needed air. I needed breath. And I was calling my daddy because I wouldn't believe in these folks. You know, I was calling my dad like, shit, let me just have him pick up real quick so I can shut all this noise down. You know what I'm saying? And it just rung and rung and rung. And it was weird because me, my wife, and my dad was just on the phone 12 hours before. So the first thing I did is I called my sister. Because me and my sister, the same damn day that I talked to my dad, was talking about life is nothing but a game of who's next. We was having this talk, you know, this same night. This is crazy to me. So it's like we having this talk. So when I called her at 7 o'clock in the morning and I couldn't even get it out, she already knew. And now she got to keep in mind, like, she's in Atlanta. I'm the only one in Boston at this time besides my wife. And she says to me, I'm just gonna stand on the phone so you can just scream. Like, my sister, she knew the bond me and my father had. Like, I can't even explain the bond we had, you know? So God appeared again because I'm out here and I'm screaming. And you gotta understand where I work, it's in a financial district. So I have elite clientele walking through all times, and I'm out here crying because I don't know how to deal with this shit. Like, is they telling me, is this for real? Now what's going on is like I'm finna get angry at God too. So like I got all these emotions going on. You know what I mean? And I'm crying. And this lady, she had to be a lawyer or some shit, and she went to go walk past me a minute at one point, and then she realized I was crying. And she turned around and she was like, what's wrong? And I said, You know, my dad, I'm trying to get it out like my dad died. You know what I'm saying? I did not know this lady from a can of paint, y'all. This white lady got this business suit on, and she just grabs me. And she holds me so tight, shorty. And I mean, I am slobbing, I am crying, I am doing everything on this lady's business suit. You understand what I'm saying to you? And this lady just held me. This white lady just held me. And I know these people who was walking by probably was like, what the hell what in the Annie orphan is going on? You know what I'm saying? But like, this lady was holding me, and I needed it. I needed it, man. I needed it. She walked me to the cab stand, made sure I got in the cab so I can get home. The cab driver didn't even charge me. And I'm talking about I'm going downtown to my house, bro. That's $50 easy. He wouldn't even charge me. So that's God 2 and 3. Like he paving the way for me. He paving the way for me. He really is. And then when I finally got to Detroit, because me and my wife drove. When I finally got to Detroit, I was so scared of seeing him because I'm like, is he suffering? And the thing that's so crazy about it, I was going to see him in May. It's April. His birthday was in May. And the last time we see each other, I'm gonna put the picture up above. It was April 12th. So I seen him a year to the date that he died. And I finally get home. I probably skipped this part. Me and my wife get the rental car. We drive to Detroit. And I'm still really in disbelief because the whole ride while I'm driving, my wife in the passenger seat, sleep. I'm calling my dad still because I'm just like, Shawty just got to pick up. This is a big misunderstanding. You know what I mean? But I finally get to Detroit, and I don't know. People who's familiar with Detroit know that 8 Mile is a strip. It runs long, you know. And it was just pictures of people. While I'm on the way there, just my brother's calling me like, man, Tutu, you ain't gonna believe this shit. Like the whole 8 Mile is full of people for Dad. God was just putting another light on it. He was doing it for me. Right while I was in transit, he was doing these things that really helped me. And just knowing that, I'm like, word, man, this junk is crazy. So when I finally get there, I'm seeing the oxygen tanks. I'm seeing the things that he was going through. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, damn. You know, it's making me get the jitters because like, I'm like, damn, I don't want my dad to be suffering. Like, what the hell, what was going on? Then I was kind of angry that people really kept it from me at the same time. But then again, I think it was just God sparing me. I couldn't see him like that. He knew it. I didn't need that imagery. But anyway, fast forward to the wake. And before we get in there, man, my godmother, I was losing it, y'all. I was pale. At first, they weren't even finna let me go to the damn thing. I could even barely make it in there to the wake. You know what I'm saying? But I never forget, me and my brother Brian and all of us was there. And I just remember standing at the back of the place, the funeral home. I knew he was in the casket, but I couldn't go up there. I remember yelling for my brother Brian, like, how he look? So I ain't going up there, man. How he look? And my brother was like, Tutu, no, he looked good. And I went up there. I finally got up there. And he looked so good. He had a glow to him. That's why it's so crazy that Nipsey mother said what she said, because he had a glow to him. It was like, you know how people in a funeral, like when they die, they hard. You know what I'm saying? Like they bodies is hard. Like, and it's just weird. But my dad, he wasn't hard. Like his hands like was soft. I was holding his hand, and I'm like, it just felt like he was asleep. His beard was shiny. Like he didn't look sick. He just he looked so at peace. And I was almost a little mad because I'm like you look like you was ready to go, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? But God spared me again because he looked good. And the next day at the funeral, it was just unbelievable. People couldn't even fit. People couldn't even fit, like, to see him. Like, it was people who came from their breaks. I remember seeing, like, people in post office uniforms, like they mailman uniforms, coming on a break just to say bye to my dad. And it wasn't like Nipsey's turnout, but to us, it was like Nipsey's turnout, you know? But it's one of those type of things where you like, damn, like people really love this guy. And it starts to soften your heart a little bit. You know what I mean? And then the funeral came. And it's just that moment when you know you gotta say goodbye for good. Sorry, y'all, that was my limp. It's that moment that you know it's permanent. And then they gone. I got back home and I couldn't sleep. I never had anxiety a day in my life until my dad died. I would have severe panic attacks. I still deal with the shit now. That was one of the reasons why my wife told me to fall back this week, because I be going through it. It's still a process, you know what I mean? But I got back home probably like 4 or 5 days after his death, and I ain't doing too good. Because now it's that silence. Everybody's quiet now because the family has departed. You don't have that noise that you need to not like think about nothing. So now that you back home, that silence could be a killer. You know what I mean? And then it didn't help. Like, my wife was working overnights at the time. It was terrible. But I remember being so tired. My wife had just left. And I was laying in the bed in my stomach. I had turned all the lights off because I was so tired. But I just couldn't go to sleep. But I was so tired. And I'm laying on my stomach, and you know how it feels when somebody just sits on the edge of the bed? Like, you feel it. You know, you feel that weight shift in the bed. And at first I got scared as hell. My heart started beating because I'm like, bro, somebody in my crib. You know what I'm saying? But then the moment when I started panicking, I got like this real sense of calm. And then I could just feel like an arm on my lower back. I ain't bullshitting with y'all. This is true. This is true tales. You know what I'm saying? I felt the arm on my lower back, just like how my dad used to do. And I slept like a baby. My wife was calling me. She was like flipping out. That was God's presence again. He was letting me know, look, even in death, I got you. And I needed him so bad that day. You know what I mean? God made it a way for him to transcend to some shit because he was there. My wife seen like me struggling. And at night she would hate to leave me. This woman just one day just was like, I ain't going to work. I quit that shit. I'm like, what? She was like, man, I ain't leaving you here like this. Fuck that job. And even though I was trying so hard to be strong, like I needed her so bad. So I was happy as hell when she said that shit. That was God. Just, again. I say this to say this, people. I'm sharing this with y'all because I want y'all to understand that people think they got time. Time ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Time is not shit. If you going through something with somebody, fix that shit. Fix it. Why not? People think that they have time to repair. You know what I mean? And that's not always the case. You have to love hard. I have no regrets with my daddy. None. Because we loved hard every day. So it's like I didn't skip a beat with him. I don't have those moments when I was like, oh, maybe I should have, or I could have done that. I don't have those moments. The same way that Lauren don't have hers with Nip. When you love the way you're supposed to love on the daily basis, you don't have regrets. Shawty, don't live life with regrets. Don't live life with certain pains and hurts in your heart. Don't do it. It's not worth it. I was sitting here and I was real down this week because, no flex. Like shit, I was sad as hell for Nip alone. But then this is also the week, my dad. And I've been around here bluesing. But it wasn't until Nipsey Hussle's mother said what she said. Like, people don't be sad. Like, I'm thinking in my head, like, okay, I'm over here tripping. And it's been some years. She just lost her son. How in the hell do this lady got this type of light? And I ain't gonna flex. I ain't gonna say it made me 100% better, but it helps. You know what I mean? It helped me look at the perspective different. It made me turn this camera on and talk to y'all. Shit's therapeutic. I just want whoever take the time to watch this video to don't live life like you got time. You don't have to be in a person's life all the time to make amends with them. It could be that one family member that you just know you ain't gonna vibe with. But that don't mean you can't make amends with them. And long handle spoon. Don't live this life when somebody go with a regret. Because you can't get that time back. You can't get those words back. You can't get what you need for you to be able to move on back. You know what I'm saying? So I just want all of you guys to love each other. Love each other. My father was love. And because of that, sometimes I love too hard. He always said, Tamika, man, you different. I know I am. Things just touch me differently. I can really, really take the hurt of somebody else on so easily. I can just absorb their energy. And sometimes it's a gift and a curse because it leaves me exhausted. It's the downfall. But then the gift is I'm able to be very, very personal with that person. You know what I'm saying? It's weird. Squad, I love you guys. Forever, ever. You know it. I thank everybody who watched this channel. I thank you guys very much. I really, really do. Because you guys don't even know how therapeutic you are for me. Sometimes. This shit is like an electronic journal. And I'm very, very transparent because this type of content is needed. Sometimes I want to be able to identify with something that relates to me. I get up and go to work every fucking morning. You know what I'm saying? When I don't want to. I had to pay these bills. I go through everyday shit like everybody else do. But the thing about it, sometimes this is the stuff that's swept up under the rug. Fuck that. Be honest. Shit, I go through it. And I always vowed that I was gonna show you guys the good, the bad, and the ugly. It's one of them ugly days, man. But I thank you guys for all the support on the channel. You're gonna definitely start to see some fresh new content. Me and my wife been working on a lot of things. Follow me on IG at DLaw9. That's DEELAW9. I'm always chopping it up with people on IG. I'm very active on IG. Thank you guys for watching. Give this video a thumbs up. You can share it or not. I just need somebody to receive the message, even if it's just one of y'all. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I'm gonna catch y'all, man.